Don't have the means of playing the latest AAA games or buying the newest hardware on the market? Well, don't you worry, because I'm right with you. As someone who lives in a third world country, gaming is slowly becoming a luxury. Most games require a strong system to run their high-end graphics, as well as their pricing now ranging to around $70. Unless you have a godlike allowance, you can barely keep up with any of this. So, what can you do? Well, let's start with the legit stuff. Some gaming marketplaces have sales going on here and there. A great example is Steam, where they usually have a ton of sales, with most of them being generously high. Some games go on sale for a long time, so always be on the lookout for those ones. Also on Steam, some games developed by Valve, notably the Portal and Half-Life games, are pretty cheap and you can get a ton of value from them at those prices. Gaming subscriptions are also another great option. Some of them can cost more than others, but one great gaming subscription is the Xbox Game Pass. Tons of great games are available each month for free at a fair price, and most of those games are incredibly amazing. But if you're not looking forward to spending a dime, there are still options. The only legit one that I can think of are the free games that the Epic Game Store releases each week. Most of the weekly free games there are usually indie titles, and most of them can either be a hit or a miss. Of course, the only other option is piracy, either by emulating games that are exclusive only to one system, I'm looking at you Nintendo, or by straight up downloading a PC version of a game through a torrent. But all of those are just a means of getting the games. What about being able to run these games? The truth that we all have to accept is that modern games aren't the best games to play on a system that's a year or more older than when those games were released. It's just a fact. If you're really desperate to play newer games, you can. But if you own a system that's a generation older, you can either still run the game but on the lowest settings possible, or not be able to run the game at all. My advice? Just stick to the classics. By that I meant games that were released years back that are still fun to play today. Now some older games can cost you a fortune, but some of them get re-released digitally at a much cheaper price. But if you want something more modern, most indie games are quite cheap too, with some of them even being free. For someone who has been playing games on a 5-year-old laptop, I am still able to run some of the latest AAA games. The thing is that the performance isn't the best, even if the settings are toned down all the way, but these games are still playable. It's just not the best experience playing them, but it's alright enough for low-end systems.